Hello and welcome to episode 43 of What If Civilization Started With. Let's get into it. This map looks very different. Some stuff is going to be happening in China today, but first we're going to start with, this thing. Wait, what? This thing here? This thing is kind of unstable, so it is going to be released into its own country, and this is going to be like a greenish country, and its capital is going to be here. And the South Koreans are going to pull over here. The South Koreans push back a bit, and so do the Chinese. And their borders will look something like this. This was Korean War thing has been going on for a while. But something is happening in China. Specifically, the um specifically the northern parts of South China. These areas here are protesting. There's protests going on in these areas. These areas are the developed areas of South China and that, but these are the underdeveloped areas, which were actually once the original space area where the South China was. But then something happens that'll cause the Third Chinese Wars. A rebellion in the northern parts in central China from South China takes place. This is going to start the Third Chinese Wars. Yeah. After 20 episodes of the China looking like this, it's gonna change today. And after all this takes place. Yeah. So, the protests are really powerful. But now we're gonna look up to here. Because, some of these countries, this thing is secretly being funded by China. And this white thing in both these Chinese countries here have one common enemy, China, northern China. And their goal is to take over the entirety of North China. So they both don't really like each other. So seeing this, the white country is going to declare war on the protests. Basically declaring war on South China. They're gonna quickly go in and try their best to sweep over the protests. But then a surprise invasion from the North Chinese takes place. And they're really close to the capital, and they eventually take it. But the protests here will also make a front to connect with their supporters of China. They will eventually connect, pretty much collapsing the white country. In the blue country, seeing an opportunity to jump in, will go in and take all of the rest of the white country. Now we start a situation here. The blue country also declares war on the protests, also declaring war on China. And they also declare war on the lime country. So now, this thing is crazy. Yeah. Okay. So, firstly, the Chinese, the blue Chinese, are going to focus on taking the Chinese capital. And they get really close. But going back to Korea, because there's not many troops here in Korea, so all that is taken back. And now Chinese wars something. But then something happens over in the protesting areas. A rebellion that is a rebellion that wants to be the sole owner of China will basically kind of take over a bunch of territory pretty quickly. This rebellion is fascist. Just for reference, most of the world is monarchist. all the colonial powers are monarchies. Russia is. Pretty much all of Europe is monarchy. Some few dictatorships in Asia. The Americans are democracy. So democracy and monarchy are the most common, and over here it's a bunch of monarchies. This is fascist though. And the thing it's not really very popular. It's by other nations, but it's kind of popular to themselves. So it's going to try and fight back, but fascism does not really belong in Asia, says the Lime country. Oh, and by the way, this thing was fascist. The Gold Country was fascist from like episode 9. That was fascist. And they know what happened way back then. So the world does not want a gold team in Asia. They're even similar colors. That was accidental. But this thing is going to quickly fall. And the protests are going to continue to invade through, and they get a bunch of supplies from China, and they spearhead towards the capital of the Lime team. But then another rebellion comes. In the southern parts of the Lime team, a Vietnamese country, the same color as the Vietnam, or just South China, this thing rebels. And this thing is going to take the capital of the Lime team. And the Lime team is preparing to figure something out with all this because the Blue team is also invading heavily. But then another thing happens over in Taiwan. A dark red Taiwanese country rebels and is trying to become a coastal empire. They want to own all coasts. All of it. They have ambitions to own all of the coast of all of East Asia. Stretching all the way from here, all the way throughout here, all the way up to here. They want to have the coastal empire. The empire, kind of like colonialism, but not. This thing is a really powerful movement. This thing is a dictatorship. And a military dictatorship. This thing wants to become New South China. The Lime team is going to try their best to fight back, and they do one final purge to attempt and take out all of the rebellions and protests. But it's not enough, as the Vietnamese would take the capital. I don't keep calling them Vietnam. The Yellow China takes the capital, and the Lime team has fallen. But that's not the end of these Chinese war, because the Blue team is still technically at war with all their neighbors. Let's check out the front in China. Oh, the Blue team is really close to taking the capital. Nope, they take the capital of China. But then China sends a bunch of troops back to take their capital back. And they will try their best to sweep through. But then another country forms. A dark green country is going to pop out of China, of the Blue Chinese country. And this thing is also takes the capital pretty quickly. Yeah, China's a big mess. And the Blue China is trying to fight back. But then the Blue China would just surrender. So yeah. Think of this. Well, it became definitely something. Let's look at the peace treaty of this thing. And this is the peace treaty. Firstly, the Vietnamese country will get this. Why do I keep going to Vietnam? The yellow country will get this. Taiwan, the coastal thing will get this. The protesty thing will get this. The dark green country will get this. And China will get all of this. All of this, and this tiny thing is also Chinese. And this thing goes back to Korea. And still fighting. So yeah. China has kind of reinstated their empire, their influence in Asia as a whole. And if you dare to notice, the Lime Team still exists. The South Chinese Lime Team is still a thing. It's now a micro-state in this world. Kind of as like the Purple Team. Kind of like that, the Purple Team that was the small Purple Team that was once here in like before World War Zero collapsed. That tiny thing, you remember? Hopefully you do. Now we're going to go to the alliance layer because China is going to make an alliance. They will make a diamond alliance. This alliance's goal is to stop the growing influence of the Iran and Square alliances in, well, Asia, in East Asia. Some countries are going to join it, like Taiwan, and if the color works, Vietnam. These guys, oh, and the protesty guys here. And, the rest won't join. And maybe one or two other nations will join. This yellow thing is going to... Actually, I'll change the color of that. Yeah, the yellow thing is going to join. But a new member is going to be added to the Square Alliance. The pink team is being added to the Square Alliance. Yeah. Now we're going to, what layer is this? Okay. So, now we're looking at Siberia. Like, probably the smallest colonial power in the world. They have nothing but Alaska. This thing is unstable. And really, really small. It's kind of like probably one of the weakest countries in the world. I don't even know how it can support a colony. But, the dark blue country is going to declare war on it. And within 2 days, they take the capital. And, some other countries are going to join this, saying free land. Russia is going to declare war and to attempt to get their old land back, and they only have sent a couple hundred troops out here, and they're destroying this thing. Like, this thing is weak. This thing was not prepared for anything. They did not expect anything. At this point, Alaska was probably just its own thing, just as a puppet of Siberia. I don't know. Well, and all of Siberian neighbors will just kind of declare war on this thing and absolutely destroy it. Yeah. But how about Alaska? Who do you think's gonna take Alaska? Oh yeah, Yemen. Only a couple. This thing is probably fighting better. Yeah. Siberia. Here's a suggestion. Don't exist, or just don't do wars. Just surrender immediately, and they don't surrender till everything is taken. Let's look at the peace treaty of this thing. And this is the peace treaty. Firstly, Yemen will get Alaska. The dark blue thing will get this, and that, and all of these islands over here. And if we go across the world, for some reason this exists, all of this. If I can color it in. If we go back over here, wait a second. And the orange country will get that. The dark blue thing will get that, the lime thing will get that, and Russia will get this. If I can color it in, this, they get that, and that. And why is there a tiny little piece of Russia here? That has not been Russia. That's been Siberia for forever. And now I guess Siberia isn't here, and the Square Alliance is definitely growing. But now the Diamond Alliance is going to get a few more members over up here in Siberia. Firstly, not the orange country, this country here. And also this country. Being threatened by its neighbors, the orange country is going to join the Square Alliance. I don't think that's a good idea. I just don't think so. Yeah. pretty much all of Asia's an alliance. And now we're looking at Iran because Iran is looking at some provinces that may want to break away and join it. There's some provinces that Iran, like within the Star Alliance, that Iran wants and also want to join Iran, but some countries are going to hand over some provinces to, well, Iran because they kind of want to, and they're in the same alliance anyway, and they may join this union one day. So, let's look at those. These provinces will break away from the Caspian thing and get this, and these provinces down here will break away from Iraq, and so will these provinces. Over here, this thing is thinking about joining the Iran Union, and yeah, this thing, it just joins the Union. Guess now Iran is a bit bigger, and its Union is definitely becoming bigger. Yeah. But the rest of the countries won't really do anything about it. But now Iran is going to invade this Indian thing here. India. The yellow Indian country is kind of screwed, and if try to guess the full peace treaty, if I erase the capital, it probably means full annexation. And if you said full annexation, yeah. Now we are going to kind of go back. Wait, what? Alliances in the world are becoming a lot bigger. Who knows if this could turn into another world war? But now we're going to, after I get that triangle in, we're not going to Asia. Actually, we will go to Asia. Because these countries are going to join certain alliances. The Blue Indian country is going to join the Star Alliance. This country and this country will join the Diamond Alliance. And this country will join the Right Triangle Alliance. Now not like every country in Asia is in an alliance except you guys in East Asia and Japan area. And you two. We're going to Europe because tensions are rising in Europe. Very, very much. Poland and Russia's tensions are rising. Poland wants to give wants more territories out of Russia. But Russia also wants their territories back that they say they rightfully own. But the Russian economy still may be a little bit collapsing. It's going to sell some really unused provinces to Poland to hopefully get some money to maybe plan for certain things. Who knows? But let's see what provinces Russia sells to Poland. So Poland's gonna buy this land, and yeah, Russia is kind of looked at this like, why you kind of just took land and now you're selling land? And yeah, Russia just is not smart of this. Somehow they might. Who knows that they're gonna survive in a potential world war? Who knows? Now we're gonna go up here to Sweden. This thing is good. Yeah, Poland. And yeah, that makes sense. So let's look at this peace treaty, which will look something like that. And yeah, that's going to do it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Yeah. If I can get see you in the next episode, and bye.